Hey everyone, this is going to be a short video. I just want to explain why I haven't recorded in a few days. I'd say about 2 weeks now. And it's because a few days after I uploaded the Smooth Operator Nuclear Res video, I ended up actually moving out of where I was currently living. And now I'm roommating with two other people in a different location. And to you guys, you might not really care, or that's not really relevant. But in this case, I'm going to have to be more mindful of when I record and kind of how loud I can be when I record. So, there's that. But on top of that, I just haven't had time because I've been moving. The good news is I don't have a lot of normal furniture. I just have my computer stuff, two totes. Technically, I had one tote, but I bought a new one to put my dirty clothes in and whatnot, and my guitar and so on. So the moving part really hasn't been that hard or tiring. It's just been constant other things like updating my address on everything, going to work, coming home, getting used to the new paths I have to take to get onto public transit, and so on and so forth. So, basically, it's been more mentally tiring than it has been physically tiring since I don't have furniture to worry about. And even if I did, I would have ended up leaving it behind because I can't afford a mover. The story about me moving is actually a little funny. I came home from work one day and I was like, well, I already have the place, I already have my deposit and whatnot down and everything, and I'm allowed to move in. So I basically, on I think a random Thursday, I rode all the way back to the old house on public transit, grabbed a tote and a bag full of clothes, and I just went up the street and got on the bus again, and and just rode all the way back to, or rode it all the way to the new house, and I dropped it off. And I'd say that was about 60 pounds roughly worth of stuff. And to some people who are strong, that's nothing. But to me, that was very tiring. But I still find it kind of funny that me, someone who doesn't do that normally, was able to not only carry that for extended periods of time. In this case, going from this bus to the next bus stop, because the routes aren't like, oh, the bus turns left, then it goes up my road. No, there's two separate buses. And then, having to get off the bus and walk, let's say 5 or 10 minutes from the bus stop to my house. So in this case, it was just surprising to me that I was able to do that, physically and mentally. But to be honest, I didn't have much of a choice because there's no one around here that could really help me. The only people who could either were working that day, were going to bed because they have work the next day, or they don't have a car, or whatever. And for me, I'm blind, but I'm stubborn, so I decided, even though I could probably ask for help the next day, I wanted to get stuff over that day. And that's where I kind of initially started moving in. Then I ended up actually going back to the old house to sleep for one more day. I got up early, ordered an Uber, put all my stuff in the Uber, and just Ubered all the way back to the new house, rested for about an hour, woke up at 8 or 8:30, and then went to work. So essentially, I moved in quite early, and my laptop, which is the one that I'm playing games on and recording on, had been in a tote for basically 3 days before I moved out of the old house, and basically was stuck in the tote for another 2 days after, because like I said, I hadn't had the time. I had work. I have been working and whatnot. So that's why I haven't recorded. My goal was to try and upload another video a few days after the Nuclear RS video, but I didn't have the energy. Then I started moving my stuff, and basically that's why I haven't recorded anything. But also, I should probably say that if I end up talking a lot quieter in my recordings, which I'll try to amp up the like microphone so I don't have to be loud. I the reason is because if I record why my roommates are here, I don't want to be that asshole. So I'm going to try to do the best I can with noise cancellation foam or noise suppression foam or like noise reduction foam. I don't know what it's technically called. I know technically it doesn't stop noise from going out of the room or the space, but it does absorb it, so it's not so echoey, and that can also just help with, others hearing me as well by reducing the echo. But anyway, so unless if they're both at work, I probably won't record, or if I do, it'll be in a week or two, maybe a few weeks from now, when I have a proper desk. Which, by the way, I am trying to figure out if I'm going to be taking the desk from where I was living, or if I'm going to just buy a new desk. Which, that's actually another thing is me not having a lot of furniture at the old house actually has become beneficial because it allows me to buy my own furniture that I actually like and want. Like, I'm not saying the furniture I've had at any place before this was not something I didn't like, but in this case I can buy a fancy desk, a big fancy desk, or buy the nice, vinyl cabinet or the cute bookshelf or a spare table. I'm not stuck with whatever options I've been given or the previous people had left behind. I'm given the opportunity to get my own stuff, and yeah, it's going to suck for a while because I don't have a lot of furniture and I don't have a lot of money to buy furniture. So for a while, I'm probably going to be gaming off of a tote that keeps my dirty clothes. But that's fine because I use the controller a lot of the time. So it's not like I'm, in an uncomfortable position or anything like that. I have a bed. So, I don't even have to worry about that. I'm hoping to eventually, though, get something like a nice bed frame to actually put the bed on, because right now it's technically on just one of those basic, low-level frames, but one day I'm going to get me a nice wooden frame, because I'm, weird like that. I prefer having, like, an actual frame, but, that's, technically irrelevant. But yeah, so I'm basically moved in. I'm gonna have to get used to recording while my roommates are here, and I'm gonna try to record when my roommates aren't here, just for courtesy's sake, and plus I don't want to be that guy who's like always talking to myself while they're around, because that's not it's a little embarrassing, but you know what I mean. It just seems a little odd. If you have any questions about, I don't know, what videos I have in mind here soon, let me know, because I do have a few ideas. I'm thinking of playing Slime Rancher. I know there's technically 2 of them now, so I might play the first one completely through, just because I've never actually finished it. I just did the basics, because, it's like, oh, it's a cute little game, but I never actually sat down and tried to play the game properly. I'm also thinking about maybe instead of Slime Rancher, maybe even doing Astroneer and doing a videos on that, and even maybe a summary video talking about the story and lore of Astroneer, because I don't really see any videos of that out yet. And honestly, I think that Astroneer has a decent enough lore now where you could probably make some kind of like synopsis. Is that the right word? Synopsis? Like some kind of like documentary style video, basically explaining all of the current lore and puzzle pieces we have available, and kind of create a story about what happened or what is happening in the game. Because like I love those kinds of videos. Especially for like older games, but I think Astroneer just hasn't gotten the attention I think it deserves. So maybe I will, after I record the series, take the information I learned and create an actual like lore video just because I know I would want it. So maybe there's some people out there who might be interested in the Astroneer lore. But yeah, so like I said, if there's anything you want me to actually play, let me know. I'll be more than happy to actually play anything that I might have or will be able to buy here in the near future. So once I get settled in, I should start recording again more often, and I might honestly end up actually recording a lot, because in my spare time I have nothing else to do other than record or play games, and usually I want to record when I play games. So depending on what game it is, and if I, and whatnot, I might honestly just record it every time I play a game, because I like talking and I like playing games. So why not just every time I play games, talk yeah, and make it a video, right? So anyway, hope you liked it, and I will talk to you later. Peace.